Path of Exile 2 just dropped a massive patch 0.2, which changed how a lot of early builds play. Skills got reworked, balance is all over the place, and if you're a new player, good luck figuring out what still works. But I got insanely cool leveling setup, and it still slaps. It's beginner safe, clear fast, and gives you full freedom to build into whatever you want later on. So, if you want a strong start in Dawn of the Hunt without getting bricked halfway through, I'll walk you through exactly how I leveling, what gear to grab, and then how to change this ranger leveling build to your own preference. Let's get into it. And we start basically from wherever we start in the game. So, talk with the first guy, grab your bow and get ready. Initially you will be able only to use your bow to shoot arrows, and that's technically what you want to do when you play an archer, ranger or some range class. And while bow is technically a two-handed weapon, you will find quivers that can be equipped in your offhand. But when we're making builds, most important stuff is our skills that we use. The first skill that you will find in the game is lightning arrow, so just equip it. We don't have any other option right now, but we don't need it. Basically when you shoot lightning arrow, it will bounce around enemies and destroy multiple enemies at once. Without any problems you will meet a first boss, and you will be able to defeat him pretty easily with your skills, so just evade his attacks, and when he summons hordes of zombies, just shoot your lightning arrow so it can defeat multiple enemies at once. And after defeating this brutal zombie, you will find your first pile of loot, and there is a lot of loot in the game. I really recommend you to use loot filter, so you can clear out the crap of the screen. You can get the loot filters that I'm using from my Discord, link in the description. After talking with Runn in the town, you will get your first uncut skill gem. Then go into first area, clear fell, and make sure you find abandoned camp over here. Here you will find another uncut skill gem. So, the skill gems can be cutted in any skills you like, and they got levels, so you will get the same level of the skill you will cut from it. Then you can freely go into mud burrow that you will find in the same area, and now we get 2 uncut skill gems. So, what we will do with them? First gem will become lightning rod, and second one will become frost bomb. Now let's take a look what the skills can do. So, first one is Frost Bomb. It will detonate after a few seconds and will deal cold damage, and this is one of the best damaging skills in early game at level 1. Lightning Rod on the other hand is a little bit more tricky. You will fire arrow, it will drop down, and then you can shoot this arrow, it will create chain lightnings and damage enemies. So you can treat it as kinda double damage skill. Let me just show you this in action. We will find boss in mud burrow, and that's how we fight. Basically the strategy is to identify when boss standing still. Then you shoot lightning rod, you placing frost bomb and starting to shoot lightning arrows. This will detonate lightning rod, frost bomb will detonate in near future, and that's how you multiply damage sources of damage at the same time. After defeating this boss in mud burrow, make sure to take teleport back to clear fell, because in encampment you can talk with Renly once again, and he will give you uncut support gem. That's really important for us. Also, while you are still in town, make sure to check shops. Renly got shop and other NPC in town also got shops. It's really hard to identify which item is good, and I got a trick to help you. I got lines that you can just copy-paste over here in search location of the shop, and it will highlight all useful items for us and for our build. I got these lines in the description and also in my Discord, and also it will highlight quality items so you can salvage them to get really valuable resources. Shops refresh every time you level up, so it's really advised to go back to shops every time you level up basically. But technically you're looking for items with extra damage to your attacks, extra life and some movement speed on your boots. With good items and also nice skill setup that we're using, you will have no problems destroying any enemy in early game. And for example, this boss in Clearfell will give you these items that give you permanent resists. There's a lot of them, and if you're a new player in Path of Exile 2, make sure to subscribe and check my beginner's guide in upcoming days. Anyway, let's get back to these support gems. So what we do with them? First of all, let's get to the Grailwood, that's next location. And in Grailwood you will find checkpoints, one of them will be near the cauldron. You can activate it to get some flasks, but most importantly it will summon this elite monster. When you destroy this rare monster, he will drop you another support gem. Now we get 2 of them, and now we can cut them as well as our skill gems. So I'm going to the next location, which called Red Whale. Right now you can get a level 2 uncut skill gems. You can use them to upgrade lightning arrows this time, but since other skills will require different attributes, for example Frost Bomb will need more intelligence, and we're not planning to improve our intelligence. We need to find a way to advance our power in different ways. So that's where uncut support gems join the party. Naturally, your skills will have 2 free sockets. And that's how it look in a nutshell. Basically pretty slow attack speed and just one single arrow. But we can use uncut support gem to increase or change its properties. To increase or change skill properties. And initially you won't find a lot of options to upgrade your skills. So make sure to find show all button or like tick on the screen. And this will give you almost unlimited possibilities in customizing your skills. First one that we will make is Martial Tempo that will increase our attack speed. The second support gem will be Scatter Shot. It will lower our damage a bit, but it will make our arrow shoot 3 arrows instead of 1. So this is insanely good setup to clear enemies, level up fast and basically go through the zones faster while getting all experience you need. There will be a lot more monsters now than in first areas, and that's where you need to understand your character should be able to clear packs of the monsters fast, or they will surround and destroy you. With this setup you will easily do it. I was pretty lucky in this area and I found another uncut support gem. They are pretty rare, in my experience at least, but if you're lucky like me, make sure to cut Concentrated Effect. This is our third support gem that we will cut for basically making full build. You will put it on any skill you like right now, it doesn't matter too much. Since right now you will be able to clear monsters and packs pretty easily with just Lightning Arrow and Scatter Shot and Martial Tempo. But when you're reaching boss fight, you can pause the game and change your skills right away. So we, instead of Scatter Shot, we're using Concentrated Effect on our Lightning Arrow. Now we can Scatter Shot Lightning Rod and summon 3 Lightning Rods, and also our basic Lightning Arrow will deal a lot more damage. So that's basically how you defeat boss if you got full setup instantly. It's pretty easy and fast. But most importantly, this boss will drop you uncut skill gem level 3, and that's where our build will be completely broken. So now we need to create another skill. It will be Stormcaller Arrow, and now you can basically forget all other skills, you won't need them at all. This skill got pretty fun noob trap. On the surface, DPS is insanely low, even while you're getting away Scatter Shot and changing it to Lightning Arrow, it still will have lower DPS. So the secret lies in how the skill actually works. Basically you will fire arrows that will deal some damage, but then it will strike a lightning bolt upon enemies that will deal a lot more damage. So yeah, that's the secret. Arrow will deal only 20% of physical damage as lightning damage, and actual damage of the skill is half of your damage. But bolt, on other hand, will change all your damage, 100% of your physical damage to lightning damage, and deal 185% of your attack damage. Also, there's a possibility to shock enemy, and shock means you will deal 20% more damage to enemies. That's how it looks like. Basically you go, you shoot arrow, it deals almost no damage, but then BAM! Enemies destroyed. Also, it's not a single target damage, it's actually area of effect damage, so you will destroy multiple enemies nearby. Coolest part about this build, basically we're using same support gems as before, you don't need to change support gems, you don't need new ones. And make sure to change Concentrated Effect on boss to be active and no Scatter Shot. Look how boss is melting right now. That's basically almost no gear character, and that's how we melt bosses, without any problem. Now let's talk about my favorite part. My favorite part of this build is insanely flexible. So, while we're basically using right now only Stormcaller Arrow, yeah, you don't need to use anything else. And now you can do whatever you like. You can flex this build into whatever other build you like. You can just use it as leveling one and then change to any other build without any problem. So now just check skills that you want to try, you want to have fun with. Maybe you want some poison arrows on bosses, maybe you want escape shot like me to be able to juke and evade boss attacks or other enemies attacks, or when like enemies surround you, you can use this ice attack and evade shots. That's basically what you can do from this point of the game. Cut any skills you like and have a lot of fun, because you won't have any problems versus bosses. You just stand and shoot this Stormcaller arrow and just melt them. That's how you play this build. But of course, build is not finished yet. We need extra layers to become extra powerful and be ready to clear whole campaign. So after defeating a few bosses and getting to hunting grounds, make sure you find Turn. That's the location where you need to find multiple ritual sites, clear them, and then when you find and clear 3 sites, you will find one big one. That's where you will summon the boss, and we need to defeat the boss, of course. It will be pretty easy as any other boss before, because build is so broken and overpowered. And after defeating this boss, you will unlock Spirit. Spirit is another resource in Path of Exile 2 that will give you buff skills. So, make sure to use this skill, it will also give you Spirit's uncut Spirit gem. That's where you can cut Herald of Thunder. That's our first Spirit gem we need to use and instantly activate it. We shock enemies pretty often, and now with Herald of Thunder, if we destroy any enemy who is shocked, we will have another buff that will basically double our damage, our lightning damage especially. If you're lucky enough and got extra uncut support gems, make sure to cut Inner Weight and Lightning Infusion. By dropping this on Herald of Thunder, it will give you extra lightning damage almost all the time. That's how Herald of Thunder looks like in a battle. You kill shocked enemies and then you get this buff. You will see this buff active, and then you will use it upon attacking enemies, and it will shoot enemies with lightning. From this point of the game, our clear speed is just insanely insane, and here's a little secret. Actually, if you're playing not Ranger and you for some reason watching this video right now, you can actually use this exact build on almost any character. I used it on Witch, I used it on Warrior, so technically you can use same setup for any character and have fun in the campaign. But right now let's destroy this boss in Hunting Ground, because he will drop a Book of Specialization, book that will give you passive skill points. Then we will move to next area, to Ogham Farmlands. That's the location where you find loot box. Yeah, there's loot boxes in this game, actually only one in Act 1, and you need to go back to Clearfell encampment, do your quests, and you will get bunch of skill points for passive skill tree. And that's how our passive skill tree looks like. Technically it's insanely easy, we don't need any extra stats, so as you can see, just go forward with extra projectile damage to this node with more dexterity, and then go with more projectile damage and piercing chance to dexterity. Then take 2 steps backwards. This node will increase chances to shock enemies, and also you will deal more damage to shocked enemies, even more damage. And then I like to take small road over here. It will give us more flasks recovery, and most importantly a little bit more dexterity and movement speed, as well as evasion rating. This will give us a lot of survival, clear speed and power we need to defeat Act 1. Towards the end of Act 1 we will get level 5 skill gem, and now we can get bunch of extra skills. While again, you can technically cut any skills you like. I like electrocuting arrow to disable my enemies, especially bosses, and also Barish is very powerful. I like to use Barish with premeditation to increase power of my skills. With this setup you will easily go and beat Act 1. So how Barish will look like in a fight? Normally you shoot only 1 arrow, but when you use Barish before using skill, you will shoot 2 arrows at once for double damage technically every now and then while the skill is off cooldown. Again, that's insanely powerful setup, and you will easily go through the bosses in Act 1. If you want to be extra more effective, make sure to not waste a lot of arrows and a lot of mana. Make sure to understand how many attacks you need to destroy enemies. Most of the time I noticed we need 2 attacks, so we just do attack 1, attack 2 and go away. They will be defeated in meantime. Almost without good items I cleared this boss even before he go into his second phase, and that's pretty crazy. I use this exact setup to clear full 3 acts in less than 3 hours, and actually you can beat whole campaign in about 6 hours. To make full build working you just need 1 skill gem and 2 support gems technically. Actually 3. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and see you in the next videos. Also in description there is useful stuff if you are a beginner in Path of Exile 2.